Hello everyone, it's me, Nancy Finch, doing Tea with Nan. And today I've got my little heart cup. I felt like giving myself a nice hug with that cup. It was really good. So I hope you've got a cuppa. I hope you're on here having a little cup of tea and a break, which is really good. So how are you all? Some of you, I'm waiting for you to come on so I can have a little Monday chat, because as you know, I love Mondays. Mondays are my favourite days. And I've got somebody on here already saying hi, I think. Whoever's watching, say hi. I'll send you a nice warm hug. You need a warm hug on a cold day, don't you? It's been freezing. Oh, my poor house. I have to make it warmer. That's why I'm wearing these big jumpers, you see, and keeps it nice and warm. And it's a nice pink colour. It's all about love today. So Jane is on. I had a feeling you'd be on. It's nice to see you. And Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Oh, that's lovely. I love it when you all pop on here. Happy Monday to you all. It's lovely. So, yeah, I hope you're nice and warm and cosy and you've had a good week last week. This week is going to be all about new beginnings, I reckon, for everybody. They're starting to enjoy the build up for Christmas, and people are starting to be more organised, and they're starting to be a little bit more relaxed. Well, some of them anyway, not everybody, but I hope you're all well. So today we're talking about, little chat, is about fear. And I've written something, a little note, and I realised that some of the talks I've been doing are really good. I mean, I'll just check how many I've done. I think I've done about 42, I think. 42, yeah. Hi, Marilyn. Lots of love to you, darling. Big hug for you. Yes, I've done 42 talks so far out of 70. And, oh, hi, Trevor. I can see your name popping up there. It's lovely. So, yeah, 42 talks, right? And I thought, now how many, I looked at them today, how many are right for fear, okay? Hi, Sally. It's nice to see you on here. Oh, big warm hugs to everybody. Yeah, when we talk about fear, I mean, a lot of people are frightened they're not in control. They're frightened they've got things are going to go wrong in their lives. They're frightened of loss, or they're frightened of illness, or whatever the fear is. It's still very, very bad for your body. And this is where it affects you. My little man here. This one here, the area there, the yellow, and the indigo actually, because they both, but mostly here, because it's your feelings here, but it's really, really powerful. That feeling of fear disables this area a little, okay? So you find that your chakra energy isn't as good if you're frightened. And also that, of course, that affects your stomach, your eating, your diet, the way you digest things, your microbiomes. Hi, Lisa. Lovely to see you on here, darling. I hope you've got a lovely cuppa. Nice warm cuppa on a cold day. I'm going to send you lots of love. So, yeah, so basically your microbiomes, all your digestion, your muscles in your tummy, you know, how many people feel really tight when they're frightened, you know? Some of these talks I've done are really good at undoing that tension in that area. So that's what you kind of want to look at some of these thinking that's the result it's going to have. It's going to help to undo the tension that's been building up. It also helps your spine, by the way. When the yellow is low, your stomach area, then your spine is going to suffer as well. All down your tree of nerves, all of those nerves connect to other parts of the body, and that all becomes very tight. All the little nerves down the spine come, you know, you don't need that. So we need to basically have a look at some of the talks, just to see which one of those tools, if you like, the emotional tools, will help you. Now, some people get themselves a little notebook and they can write down the numbers and they can have a look at them, and then they can put a note besides how they feel when they try them, you see. So I actually found there's actually a dozen so far that are really apt for fear. A dozen talks I've done so far. So if you want to get pen and paper, you can. And if you don't, you can just listen to this again and perhaps make a note of it. But you can go to my website, which is www.nancyfinch.co.uk, and pick up any of the talks I've done there and meditations. And if you would like to, you can either leave a comment, or you can, and if you're watching this later on YouTube, you can obviously like, subscribe and share, as I meant to say. But if you want to go to, if you want to give me some feedback, you could always email me on nancyfinch@hotmail.co.uk, and then you can give me some feedback about how you felt with it, because it's all very, very useful. If you give me your feedback, I can help other people with that. I can help people to understand perhaps how to use that exercise better, okay? So if you're ready, guys, you can write some of these things down. I mean, we all have moments where we're frightened. We've got that little inner child in there, haven't we? That inner child lives in this tummy area. And, you know, when we're frightened of a new thing, or we're frightened of an event, or we're frightened of just nothing, anything. People just get so used to being scared sometimes in life that they'll find things to be frightened of, and they won't realise they're doing it. So, yeah, it's very, very interesting. Right, so if you've got, I mean, it'll make you feel stronger when you do any of these. So the first one I was going to go to is obviously about chakras, because if you were to open, I'm just going to run through these briefly, but it's number 1 of the talks I've done. And basically, if you were to run through opening these up like I teach you in that session, then when you get to the yellow area here, you could add something. Apart from the action and the intention, you could add, I am powerful and in control. Because if you have those feelings, your mind believes you. It believes you. So basically, your subconscious will take that instruction and it will make it so. So your 3% is still consciousness is saying, I don't know about that. I don't feel very powerful. I don't feel in control. But when you're saying it, your subconscious is massive, 97%. And it goes, okay, we'll have that. And it believes you. So then it opens that area. And when it opens that area, you naturally feel more powerful and in control. So you're a winner, really. But when so you could do that when you get to the yellow, you could just imagine, it can't do you any harm to try it, and pull that energy open. And then what you're doing is you're intending that you're powerful and in control. Brilliant. And the second one I really like is Sorted Sunshine, number 2. Hi, Kip. Oh, it's a nice name. I like that. Hope you're doing well and hope you got your cuppa. So, Sorted Sunshine. And that's, if you remember, if you want to go to that, some of you have used it already. It's about identifying that inner child that we've just been talking about and giving instruction to your higher self to fix it for your inner child. So your inner child has feelings and your higher self will sort it. So that's something I actually use quite a lot as well, because I now start to trust myself a bit better. I never used to. So and now, of course, if you've got trust and you can let go and you can be detached, you're really helping yourself, because Sorted Sunshine helps you to trust yourself. Therefore, you can't be so afraid. See? And don't forget, you can share these talks with your friends and family. I'm sure that they could benefit somewhere along the line, whether they just listen to them, digest some of it, play with it, try it for themselves, or listen to the meditations. They're all good. Anyway, so back to this list. So, Sorted Sunshine is one I personally use a lot. Understanding colour is number 8. It's really nice. Now, what I mean by this is that if you use a yellow item, perhaps you don't have a yellow item, but if you have a yellow t-shirt or jumper, if you have something yellow, or if you might have perhaps a bright yellow crystal you like, anything at all that you can own in a tangible way, that you can be reminded that this colour is going to be power and in control. You are powerful and in control when you wear this colour, okay? And it will actually have an effect on that area. As I talk about that in the Nan talk, it's all about how energy resonates with that colour resonates with that area. So when you wear it, on a physical level it does, but on an intentional level, you're saying you are feeling powerful and in control when you wear it. So if you don't like the colour yellow, you might find that when you do start wearing it, you suddenly do, because that opens up and suddenly you're in tune with that colour. So I've seen that happen a lot to people. But if not, and you don't want to wear that colour, you could just have a crystal or something yellow, or look at something yellow, a beautiful flower maybe, and just imagine, just bring in that colour to yourself. Associate that colour makes you feel powerful and in control. Right, the next one I've got is number 9, cross it out. Now that, as many people would know, is about crossing out a worry or fear or stress. And you kind of do an action. So if you look that one up, you can either do it with a visual thing, with an unhappy face and a smiley face, whatever. But what you're going to do is dismiss the fear. No, I have nothing to learn from that. And then you give yourself the opposite, because you're spending longer on the positive alternative to whatever you're frightened of. So this works with worry, stress, fear. It works with all of them. But it's what helped me to stop being insecure and to give me more feelings of being in control, I guess, to stop worrying. I was the world's worst worrier, and now I'm not. So that simple thing, that exercise I made up, really helped to reprogram my mind so I don't do it. So have a look at that if you want to. Cross it out is something you do, and it gradually becomes something you naturally do, and it's easier and easier each time you use it. So cross it out. Then we've got number 13, and it's sounding a bit like a bingo game. I keep going through all the numbers in order. Number 13, coat linings. Now this is all about protection. When people feel frightened of something, they need protection. And if you imagine that you have an imaginary black coat, that's the protection colour, and it's quite a large coat because all these energies around you can flow, and you're going to zip up this coat, but on the inside is a lovely, beautiful yellow lining. Now, when I show people this on the talk, it could be any colour of your chakra areas that you need, with different association of words. But this is going to be coat linings. We're just using the yellow. This is going to be an antidote to fear. So you've got the protection, but you're zipping up this coat, and nothing on the outside can come through. Nothing can affect you if you set that intention, excuse me, that you are protected by this coat. You know, it even has a little hood. So you really are. Nothing can get in, and you are feeling powerful and in control inside this coat lining. Okay? So people love that when they start using that one as well. So yeah, I am powerful and in control when I wear this imaginary coat. See, it's almost the same as the colour one, isn't it? The next one we've got is number 21, and that's Still Your Waters. And this has gone down very well lately with everybody, because choppy waters, lots of life stuff going on. You take a deep breath and you imagine your hands are above the water, that's all like this, and you still it with your mind. You still it with your breath. And as you bring that energy down, or you imagine that your hands are just still in the water, then you can't be upset, you can't be stressed, because you're naturally, as you do this action, you're going to be calming down your central nervous system, and your adrenals are going to feel a lot better, because they're all upset otherwise. Because when you get stressed and you get fearful, a chemical reaction in your body, you know, you need to calm that down and help your spine and help you to feel good and in control. So this very action alone will help you to not feel fear, because you're in a place of stillness. And you can't, that stillness is really calm. You can't really feel fear if you're calm, can you? So that's something to think about and try if you like. Number 23 is a colouring book. Now this is very similar in a way, we're using colour, but we're just going to colour in. Now a couple of my clients on here, they really love colouring in, and they benefit from this a lot. And it isn't just a mindful something you're focused on, which is good for your mind anyway, because it helps to calm you. But if you focused on drawing or paint or colouring in the colour yellow, you could be thinking as you're colouring it in, this colour is really making me feel in control. I'm powerful when I colour in this colour. And there you are colouring and telling your brain believes you. And that chakra opens. Brilliant. So I've seen many times, I've seen people's conditions get better in this area when they're focused on certain colours, you know, the yellow area. And it naturally has an effect on your body. So try it and have some fun. If you can spare the time to colour in a little bit of yellow. And just imagine that represents power and being in control. I'm using those words a lot today because that's the common theme. If you have power and control, you can't really have fear, because you've got nothing to be afraid of. So, where are we now? Oh yeah, how to stay grounded. That's number 25. What that is and how you can use that. Oh, John, it's nice to see you. Top of the morning to you too. I like the way he calls me Chuckles. He knows I've got a sense of humour. I laugh at myself a lot, actually. It's good. So how to stay grounded, how we'd use that one, number 25, is that you would go in the garden or a piece of ground or whatever, so you can take your shoes off. And what you do is you take that feeling of fear and you'd imagine, if you can even do a hand action if you like, But with a deep breath, you take that fear all the way down your body, down your spine, all the way down to your feet. And in your feet, you've got little chakras. And imagine that that fear is going out of your body into the ground through those chakras. And the ground itself has got a river of energy just washing it away. And then you take another breath and you breathe in the opposite of the fear. And so this would be power and being in control, wouldn't it? So you're going to breathe that in. It could be anything actually that makes you feel good. So you're going to breathe that energy in, that power, that control, maybe feeling safe. That's another one you can breathe in, okay? So you're breathing in that colour. Imagine it coming up from the ground, and you're breathing that in and you're feeling so much better. So that's another way you can use that, how to stay grounded. That's what I would do if I felt fear, if I felt fear or stress. I'd go out in the garden and I'd get rid of it and have the opposite. It's a very, very good thing to do because you feel the earth's energy beneath your feet. You can actually feel it. And I know it's cold out there, but you won't be out there for long, will you? And you might find your feet actually get warm when you start to focus on the energy in your feet. And I found that happens a lot. Even in the snow, my feet get warm if I'm focused on that area. So you might find that. The next one I've got for you is number 27, and it's mirror work. Now, how you would use that in this particular reason to get rid of fear, you'd go to the mirror and you'd say to yourself, you are powerful and in control, or you are safe. You would say the things that make you feel better, that make you not be afraid. So find those words if they're not the ones I've used already. Really good. So you would just say that a couple of times maybe in front of the mirror, because that's very useful. And your brain is listening, and you'll connect to your soul as well when you look in the mirror. You look your eyes. You can see your soul in your eyes. So the next one I've got is number 32. Now, a lot of people already kind of do this and didn't realise it was such a powerful exercise. But you get yourself a stone or some sort of thing from, perhaps a statue or some external thing, and you make that your power stone or your lucky stone. It could be a good luck stone, but this could be a power stone. So you might want to actually paint a stone yellow, and that's my power stone. And every time I touch it, I feel in control and powerful. It's a tangible thing. It's an action that really works. It could be a crystal. Every time you touch that beautiful yellow crystal, this is my power. This is my control. You're telling your brain, and that's what you're going to be ordering, okay? And the more you do it, and the more you see a result from it, the more you're going to want to go back to do it, okay? But try different exercises. They're all good. So touchstone, yes. You could do that every time you've got awareness. Perhaps fear brings on a panic attack. I want to get rid of that. So you could just simply make sure you touch your touchstone, okay? And that is power and control, and suddenly you're detached from that feeling, okay? So we've got the magic pill. That's another nice one, number 33. So how you would do that is your normal everyday vitamins or medication that you have to take. You could add an extra thought to that as you're actually taking that. You could have, as you're taking that magic pill, that pill does its job, whatever it's supposed to be doing, whatever it's for, but also as you take that pill, it's power and control you're taking in. And you're actually like amplifying that feeling inside you with that pill. Amazing, it's a magic pill. And so when you take that pill, I am powerful and control in about 10 minutes when that's digested. It's one way of doing it. It's a nice way. And I often use it with my vitamins, actually. Whatever I need that day, I add to whatever I'm taking. So it's good. It could be anything. It could be courage. It could be safety. When I take this pill, I feel safe or relaxed. That's another nice one. You can play with this. So if you want to look that up, number 33, as I say, you can go and look it up on my website, or you can go onto YouTube. They're all on YouTube. And so I've got two more for you. I've got number 34, self-talk. Now that's kind of like you're talking to your inner child. And imagine your inner child is sat beside you and your inner child is afraid. It's not you, it's your inner child. So what would you say to that part of you? It's not when you were 6, by the way, but roughly about a small, vulnerable part of you is represented by this. And you're going to kind of talk to yourself, and what would you say to yourself? Or what would you say to yourself if you were your best friend who was afraid? And so you talk to yourself, you communicate to yourself, and you give yourself a feeling of solution, maybe, an opposite of whatever's causing the fear. It's a good thing to do. It's really good, because that way you're aware. You'll find that as you're talking to yourself, you're actually going to be aware of more feelings that have caused that fear in the first place. So if you look at that, we want to understand it more, then obviously go to number 34, self-talk. And so what you're doing is you're connecting to yourself and supporting yourself, okay? It's a bit like the Salted Sunshine, but you're doing it verbally. You see, they're all great at this, but they're all different things that people will find they can use in different ways. And they all link together, so you can use more than one. You can use all of them if you like. What's the next one? Yeah, the last one that I thought about after I wrote the list was think as you drink. So I've got a little water bottle here with a label on it. Now you can have, it's a bit, actually I want to replace that label, it's looking a bit tatty. But if you get a label and you put it on water, or any drink really, and you put it on there and you're drinking, you're going to see what's on there as you're drinking it. Or you can think it if you don't want to put a label on it. You can just think it. So what are we going to think when we drink? When we drink water, it'll encourage you as well to drink more water. But what are we going to think? We're going to think, I am powerful and in control every time you take the action of drinking the water. Now this can work with your tea as well. So you can get your cup of tea and you can say, right, I am powerful and in control when I drink this, as you drink it, because you're thinking it. And when you're thinking it, your brain believes you, and it opens the solar plexus chakra, this one, and you suddenly feel those feelings that you've been telling yourself you feel when you don't. So there we have it, 12 talks that you can look at. Scraggy bit of paper I've got here. 12 talks that work. I didn't expect there to be as many as that when I looked through my list, but there are. And more to come as well. I've got 70 talks to do and more. So that is some nice things to think about for the week, isn't it? You can play with that. Even if you're not afraid of anything, you might know somebody else that gets, panic attacks, or they're afraid of something. Then what you can do is just pass this on to them, and they get some benefit from it as well. But there are always moments where we get anxious and we think, can I do this? I'm afraid I might get it wrong, or something might go wrong, or anything in their life that's causing their stress in their tummy, their fear. Anyone that's got fear needs to get rid of it, because you're not being, you can still make plans and you can still obviously think your way through a problem, but let's do it without stress affecting your body, okay? Without that change in your body you want these energies flowing around your body so that they can all be happy and healthy, and everything inside of that works much better. So you've got all of those to play with. And you've got my email address if you want to email me with how you get on. Next week's little tea with Nan is going to be about grief. Now you might think, oh, that's a heavy subject. But hi Dave. Oh, it's nice that you're on here, sweet. I think you've only just popped on, so you might have to listen to me in a minute when I finish. Hear the beginning of this. But yeah, next week I'm going to be doing a grief talk as well, actually. It ties in beautifully. But the tea with Nan is going to be about the different exercises that can help with grief. Now, this time of year, we get up to Christmas and we start thinking about people we haven't got in our lives. We need to, I thought this the other day actually, my dear mother I love very, very much, and I thought at Christmas time I always think about her. And so I've got exercises that really help you to embrace the love and not have that grief affect you as badly. You can have the love, not the loss. You can feel that, and there's so many things you can do to help that. So there's a couple I'm thinking of right now, Nan Talks, that would really help you. So if you want to sort of tune in next week, we can talk about grief and which ones would actually help you, especially in the following weeks. And anniversaries as well. I mean, they always bring up that emotion, don't they? The Nan Talk I'll be doing at some point next week, if I get time, is the grief bench. And that's something I hope to have achieved before I come back on here, because that is a practical thing where we can imagine that we're sat with our person and that we can have that discussion and that conversation and what they would say to us. A really nice supportive exercise, that one. So I hope to get round to doing that this week. Excuse me. So there we go. I think that's it for this week. My goodness, the time goes really quick, doesn't it? So I hope all of you are okay and happy. And if you do get moments of stress, or you know somebody that's afraid of a situation, or just feeling that feeling, you know, they'll just want to feel better, then go to my talks. And they're all on there, and they're color coded. And hopefully, I think the meditations are too. Lisa, hello darling again. Thank you very much for thanking me. It's nice to have your validation. It's really nice to have a little chat with you on a Monday. If any of you have got anything that you personally want to say that, you know, that you need help with, then you can message me. You can email me, and I can recommend some of my talks, or something I know that would be specific to your needs. Okay. Anyone out there that needs to buy an extra present for their family, I do. This is my little book I've done years ago. All different colours. These are basically affirmations for each of those areas that I know, keywords and concepts, having to open. That's the yellow one there. So yeah, I've got 10 on that one, 10 on every one actually. So there's 10 on each one of those chakras to read. So that's available if you want to ask me for that. And I meant to remind you, angel card readings I do for the January, so for the whole year, and I record them and send them to you. So that's something if you want to know more about. Very useful. I love them, and I love doing them. So, and they can be online or in person. There you go. So something nice to look forward to. I hope you all have a lovely week until I see you next week. Please, you know, share this with other people, because, you know, it's good to help people. You never know how powerful that is when you suggest it to another person. You know, try this one or try that one. It's lovely to be able to give somebody that feeling of safety. So I'm going to say a namaste moment, lots of love, and enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week. And I shall see you all next week. And, oh, by the way, look up the Nan talks I've done, because I did soulmate connection was what I did last week, and you might like that. It's all about getting together with the energy of your soulmate. It's lovely. Oh, Jane, thank you very much for saying thank you. Big hugs to you. Big hugs to everybody that's joined me here. And as I say, I nearly forgot to mention the soulmate connection thing, but that is on my website as well. And that's the latest talk I've done. And that's all really for the green area. It's about making you feel good. Okay, so have a look at that if you want to. And I'm going to say goodbye again. See you next week. Take care. Lots of love to everybody. Bye.